It all started because it was fairly obvious to both sea anglers and divers that the fish and the kind of marine environment that we had 30, 40 years ago was getting poorer and poorer every year. There were a lot of locals not happy about it. In the end, someone had to do something. And so we set up Coast just over 20 years ago to try and trial a marine reserve in Scotland.
I've been coming here since I was that height, and I fished out in the bay there with my parents since the age of 6, so I've seen the changes.
Most of this was caused by changes in fisheries legislation in 1984 when they allowed trawlers to come right to the shore. Up until that point they'd not been allowed in within 3 miles.
Scallop dredging has a detrimental effect in places, and it's plain to see it, the way the fish disappear.
The government really only listened to the large commercial fishing lobby. They were not interested in sea anglers, they were not interested in communities.
Originally, our aim was just to have the Lamnash Bay as a marine protected area and have a small no-take zone in it. I mean, now we have managed to achieve far more, and we've got a much bigger marine protected area.
We started to monitor the area ourselves with scientists. It was quite obvious in these areas that previously had been dredged and trawled away that the seabed was springing back to life. The shellfish diving sector and the creel sector have been very supportive.
It gives this place an absolute rest. It's had an absolute doing from inshore fishing. It's only beneficial to the creeling industry.
You need lots of other people all around about you to encourage you to persevere. It's a real team effort.
The group is really good to be in. If you go to a meeting, it's really enjoyable. You get through stuff, but it's still a nice way to spend an evening.
Bringing the community on board, it doesn't happen overnight. It's many months, many years. The problem with conservation in the sea is, to most people, it's like out of sight, out of mind. If you can't see it, why would you want to protect it?
We are up from Aleppo a few years ago. A few of us decided that we wanted to see better protection for the area, and it wasn't good what was happening.
There are many people that feel exactly the same way that Coast feel.
We looked at these guys, they were ahead of what we were looking at doing, and it's been helpful and very inspirational.
It's very important, the collaboration we have with other communities which are growing. Not everything's not been successful, we've had our failures along the way, and it's important that that is disseminated so that the kind of path for these other communities is a shorter and much more straightforward one.
So remember to look under the seaweed as well, guys, okay? Every week children come over from the mainland and do a residential course. Here we're right on the edge of the no-take zone, so it's really topical. We've just described to them in class what the no-take zone's about. So we bring them out, let them look in the shore and just have a look at the animals that they can find in the rock pools. It opens their eyes to something they wouldn't otherwise necessarily get the chance to see, from little crabs to shellfish. These cool things are here. We need to protect them for them to be about when these kids are older, and if they have kids, for these animals and the habitats to be around for them when they're older.